YouTube, how you doing? Okay, so sorry, I actually forgot to press the record button on my... I'm sort of tired. Well, okay, I mean, considering it's... What is this, like 3 AM anyway, so I'm awake. I'm awake because I feel like mucking around with doing a couple of things. I'm doing some file transfers at the moment and just copying some files over and stuff. I'm out here in the main workbench area just doing some stuff. I felt like mucking around with some of my Facebook / YouTube, Twitter stuff, and I'm just, well, I'm doing a combination of that. And YouTube. Fuck, really? Oh my god, damn it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, Jimmy. So, right, at this point in time, I'm just mucking around with some stuff on my laptop. I wasn't doing much on my laptop, but at this point in time I'm doing some file transfers, which is pretty much on my main drives that I use them for work situations. So these are my 3 drives, which is my 1.5 terabyte, my 260 gig USB drives, which, to be honest, they're excellent little drives, and they're great for, you know, copying stuff over and being able to do different stuff with them anyway. So far I've had no major issues with them. Not doing too bad so far, so I've got no big complaints. Just copying some files pretty much over to each of them, and also copying and relaying and just deleting some old files that I don't need. That's just sort of file auditing, as it were. So next few days I'm probably going to clean my workbench up a little bit, because there's some things I think that I need to organise a little more. Mainly because some of this stuff has just got out of... It's not got out of hand, but it's got... Some of the stuff could be chucked away, in the sense that, yes, there's some things that I could keep. I know that I'm going to keep a lot of stuff, but then there's also stuff that I think could be chucked away because it's just useless. So what I ended up doing is going through all my hard drives and testing them each individually. These hard drives are all IDE drives, and they all work. I've all tested those, so pretty much went through, because I didn't have a docking station up here until now. So I got the docking station now, which is an excellent IDE. Got a double USB port thing going there, so I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got the main. I've got that going out of there. Then I've got this other extension cable onto the computer itself, so I can copy over data and stuff. So they work. All these work. All those work. Those work, and those work, and that work. So all these drives pretty much work. These drives here do work, but they're only 20 gigs, so I'm not going to keep all of them. I'm just going to bin them or whatever and take them in for recycling or something at the tech shed, most likely. And this stuff doesn't work at all. It's got issues. It's got pretty much some it really does have some issues. I don't know, a couple of drives were showing up as not being there, and a couple of them didn't register properly, and yeah. So I don't know whether you remember me. I was having some issues with this machine on Windows 10, which pretty much involved this drive not being able to be seen, which is the main CD-ROM drive. And now I've fixed it, which was pretty much a case of just uninstalling the driver for the chipset and reinstalling it, pretty much. And that was about it. That was about the only thing I had to do. And yeah, well, that was fixed. I recently did a screen replacement, which was quite involved, to be honest, for the type of model it was. It was a Dell. And don't get me wrong, I reckon if I did a few of them, I probably wouldn't have a problem, but it was the first time sort of, you know, doing it and stuff, and I took from a different guide. There was a couple of guys that said you could do it a different way, but I did it the way that I found online, just because it seemed like the type of way I'd do something. So I went with that. Took the screen apart, client's fixed up, all the machine's paid for, fixed up, he's got it now, and he's away with the machine pretty much. So that was good. That was a good job. Of course, with screen replacements, I have to say upfront it's money upfront for the screen itself, and then after that, obviously, the cost of the actual labour of me, ripping things apart and putting them back together. So, yeah, I did that. What else did I do? I've fixed that up. I've probably going to get rid of some of the parts underneath here. Not all of them. It's just I have to organise what I don't want and what I do want, and some of the manuals and stuff, because they're just manuals and they're of no use to me basically. I just need to sort of get my stockpile of certain things. I've been putting a lot of my stuff into anti-static bags now, like my RAM, my processors and stuff, and things like that. Also my laptop RAM. It's all pretty much over in the corner there. I don't know whether you actually see it, but yeah, it's all in pretty much in anti-static bags now. I got to organise some more cable stuff as well, which I'm not really in a rush to do. But I'll do it over the next few days, just a bit of a project to sort of muck around and clean it up a little bit more. Gotta say though, it was fantastic. So far I'm having a pretty positive experience with the stuff I'm doing. I recently sold a laptop as well. I'm not doing too bad. It could be worse. Put it that way. At this point in time, I'm trying my best to sort of keep my mind focused on positive stuff, because as I said, I did have some negative energy and I was feeling negative stuff towards everybody in my life, and I was feeling negative. So I mean, I'm trying not to feel negative anymore. I don't see the point in feeling negative. I mean, I gotta, and then I'm trying to focus on myself a little more to find myself as well. It's a combination of that. So, so let's see. So pretty much just copying data. I know everything works on this. I've checked this docking station. I've been running through the docking station. Everything works on it. I'm quite fantastically happy. The LCD screen that I ended up replacing was beautiful. It was a very quick, relatively quick postage. Probably took about a week to get here. So arrived today, which is Friday, and well, it's Saturday now, 3 AM. But yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so far I'm not doing too bad. A bit of money in the bank. Still plugging along with things at the moment. Would like a bit more, obviously, but I mean that'll come with time, obviously. At this point, what else am I doing? I mean, I'm doing a combination of stuff. I mean, I do little projects here and there. Sometimes I want a game, sometimes I don't want to. Then other times I don't feel like doing much, and I've just been, I don't know, trying to, I guess, find things for myself and find exactly what I want. I've also been trying to do some exercise on my exercise bike as well, just to keep myself, mobile and fit and fighting and shit. Stuff of that nature, which hasn't been going too bad. I've lapsed a little bit in the last few days, but it's not as if I can't do it. It's not as if I can't do it, so it's not as if I don't know. I guess you could say well, I'm going to have my moments where I get bored, and I'm going to have my moments where it's like, I'm falling apart, and you have your bad days where you feel like crap too. I mean, there's the other side of it as well. And, it's like anything, especially when you deal with the conditions that I deal with, it's not always easy to get yourself out of bed in the morning in certain situations. But no, I'm not doing too bad. Considering and looking into some of the stuff I've been doing, okay, so far I'm doing this, I'm doing some file transfers and stuff, and just deleting, copying, and just getting rid of stuff and any crap that I don't need, basically. In the sense of my laptop, let's see. Well, I'm on Windows 10 with this at the moment. So, well, I haven't been doing a great deal with this. I've sort of been doing some things. So I'm not doing too bad. I mean, as I said, you'll work through it eventually yourself. So I've got that. Let's see. So I haven't gotten too bad sense of things. I've just mostly been Windows Depender. That's alright. Anyway. So, as I said, I've been doing a few bits and pieces on and off. A couple of little things here or there, just getting everything prepared. at this point I just want to sort of clean up my work environment a little more and just make it that little bit more neater. Not that it isn't neat, but there's things I know that are old that probably just don't work, and I just haven't bothered to actually get rid of them yet. So at the end of it, I'm going to run through and test a few things, components-wise, and just get rid of them, because there's no point in keeping them if they don't work, because they don't suit a purpose if they don't work at all. Some things I may keep, some things I may chuck, depending on what if I might need them at a later date. But then there's some things I think, well, okay, I've taken certain parts of laptops apart, and I'm like, okay, I've got that part, but I mean, I don't know, I may end up keeping them anyway. But it's also a space requirement. I mean, I can't always have equipment. I can't always, stack up equipment here. But I do get equipment from time to time, and I do come across things. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with me cleaning house basically every so often, just to sort of get rid of some of the old components that I don't need. Stuff that you may not necessarily need. So, in the sense of things, I think probably tomorrow maybe I'll see, depending on if I've got to do stuff for my dad, whether I will be cleaning this PC out. I think I'll give it a bit of a clean out. I've got to give my PC a clean out too. A bit of a dust out basically with the air compressor. What else? Yeah, I don't care about that. That's alright. That's alright, I was just copying some files on here anyway. I don't know, I'm thinking for the Workbench machine, maybe I'll consider investing in a better antivirus than the actual Microsoft one that's on there. Just because it's going to be used as a scanning machine as well, so I think investing in an extra antivirus package would just be generally a good idea in any case. And then I could cross those 3 licenses across to my nephew's and my dad's computer. So, depending on the money, I might see if I can get maybe Zone Alarm. Definitely Zone Alarm, because I've always had good detection rate with Zone Alarm, and I've been pretty happy with Zone Alarm's end results. In most cases, I've never had a problem with it not detecting something. So what I might do is I end up getting a, because at the moment I haven't got the money right now, but, well, no, that's not true, I do, but I'm waiting for some money to go back into the account for this point. So at this point, I'm just waiting for that. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up getting antivirus for this computer, my dad's computer, because it's like you can get a three license or 3-4 license. Basically, it's like an expandable license for Zone Alarm, which is fantastic, by the way. I've never had a problem with Zone Alarm's expandable licenses. They've always been pretty good. And maybe I'll expand upon my, I don't know, see, I think the most important computers to have it on at this point would be my dad's, my laptop, and my desktop. Or this computer here. I've already got my own antivirus on my desktop, which is ESET. I've got my own antivirus, which to be honest, maybe like work out a volume license plan or something for that. I don't know. See, yeah, I don't know. I'll see anyway. I'll see. I'll put Zone Alarm. I'll probably end up downloading Zone Alarm, and I'll put Zone Alarm on here, depending on the price. I got to find out the price first, depending on what I want. Because I remember, if I remember correctly, I did cancel a subscription a while back because I wasn't sure if I was going to renew it. But I could probably start it back up, and they'd probably give me a discount or something like that on it, maybe. So, see how it goes. Yeah, see how it works out. At this point, I'm just copying files, doing random stuff. I got the new docking station, as I said, so far working pretty well. I had to actually find a longer USB cable because of the top of the tower and where this is situated. I had to, because the USB cable actually came with it. I don't know what it is about Chinese stuff when they send it to you. It's always got this short ass motherfucking USB cable. It's just giving me the shits, to be honest. And I can't understand why you give somebody such a short ass cable, but Yeah, that's life. So, let's have a look. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up getting zone alarm. Be definitely the top of my margin for that. At this point, yep, definitely. Oh my god. So at this point, I'm not doing too bad. I could be worse. I've made a few videos here and there. I still need to upload some more. I haven't been uploading because I've sort of been watching shows more than anything else and doing that type of stuff. Mainly because I just haven't been, I don't know, over the last few weeks I've just been feeling, sometimes I feel great and then other times I feel crappy and I don't know. I think yeah, but as I said, I have my moments where I feel crappy too, so you're going to get those. Sometimes I have heaps of motivation to do lots of stuff and then other days I just don't have any motivation at all. And then, yeah, it's, sorry, I'm doing my OCD thing, clicking from end to end, to end, to end, to end, to end. Anyway, so, yeah, let's see. So we got most of this stuff on here anyway, so I think at this point, there's a few things I'm trying to work out. I mean, I want to get some software for different things, but there's a bit of hardware that I want to invest in, but I won't be getting that till later because that's a lot more. It's a lot more money to save up. Okay, but I don't know. I'll see. I might just save a bit more money and then maybe get the antivirus. Depending on if I could get the antivirus really nice and cheap, I'd be fine with that. To be truthful. Just generally, it is good to have good antivirus, but I mean, I haven't had any negative experiences with the Microsoft one, but I just don't necessarily always trust that Microsoft one is always going to be that accurate. Just something I feel personally. Let's see. So as you can see, I'm copying my drive. So as you can see, I've got 3 different work drives basically. I've got a larger drive which I use for transferring. That's also got a copy. The larger drive has a copy of Windows on it, so I can boot off it, like boot into Windows 7 onto a computer if I can boot, like, so I can boot from USB. Basically, it's so if I don't have an environment to interact with at all on the computer and I don't want to be able to boot straight off a USB, I can do that, and it's just I've set a version of Windows up on it. Then on my work USB, which has got all my basically any work related stuff, drivers, other stuff that I've worked on, whether it be drivers for a laptop or reinstalling other laptop and things like that. Yeah, it's stuff of that nature. Then the other one is pretty much just like a clone copy almost of that. There might be a couple extra files on it, like, yeah, it's like the USB backup sort of thing. It's just like, just in case the other one fails or something happens. Because I mean, to be honest, you know, it always pays to have a backup, I feel. I'm always very cautious about things like that. And as I said, I have organised these drives, so I'm pretty happy with the end result. That I'm thinking, well, okay, what have I done so far? I've cleared out these drives. So I've cleared out that, cleared out that, cleared out that. Pretty much cleared everything out. I mean, all these drives are pretty much cleared up now. So what I've got is all the working drives that I know of that are pretty much functional and they actually work and they do boot and, you know, I'm able to see them in Windows sort of thing. You know, or Linux or whatever. Basically, the only thing I haven't cleared on is a few bits and pieces of paper and crap, and there's just some old. I mean, there's some things I probably need to get rid of because I've got doubles of them or whatever, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I don't need this shit. But I just haven't got around to getting rid of them yet, so I think I'll get rid of them. I've also got some stuff for sale on Gumtree as well. A gaming keyboard, a few, one universal remote from Harmony, which is a Logitech one. Some basic stuff. I mean, Xbox remotes. What's the other one? Damn, the other one's like a kit thing, like an FM transmitter, iPhone 4 kit or something like that. So yeah, I got that. But it's just the packet was broken open. I mean, as far as I can tell, none of the cables are missing or anything like that. Stack a load of fans over there, all my batteries and my cables and stuff. I've organised some of my stuff into bags. I got some cards underneath there which need to be sort of looked at to see if they're actually functional. I'm pretty sure most of them are, but there could be a couple in there stray that just don't work anymore or have died, possibly died, just by sitting there. And I have seen that happen. Just something sits there for months on the shelf and it just doesn't. It just fucking dies. But I don't know. Some of this stuff, I'm thinking the age too. If it's a certain age bracket, I'm thinking of getting rid of some of it, mainly because it's older stuff and there's no point in keeping some of it. Like, for reconditioning machines, I like to have at least mid-range parts, like, nothing too... I mean, at least a dual core. At least nothing really, anything down to a single core or anything of that nature. I'd prefer not to have that, but I think most of my processors are dual core. Most. I'm pretty sure even some of my AMD processors I have a dual core, so... I've got some dual core stuff there. Basically, I like to have at least a dual core now these days, and if I'm building a brand spanking new machine, while I wouldn't probably go anything more than a dual core or quad core. I'd probably go more than maybe 6 core, depending on the AMD bracket. Yeah, it depends. So. Alright, so basically I'm just copying files, doing that. Pretty much at this point, it's just getting things lined up, pretty much. Things aren't perfect. I mean, the place needs a bit of... it's not too bad. I have had it in a worse state. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what direction it goes. We'll see how I feel and see how I'm feeling in the next few days. I mean, okay, I'm not feeling... I don't know. I've been feeling a little bit crappy lately. I think it's just... I think it's a little bit of a cold flu thing. I'm not sure. I'm actually feeling a little bit like under the weather. But it might have been, just some stuff that I drank before or something. Most likely, I think it's just that's put me under the weather, to be honest. So, I had a hangover yesterday, day before, so... it was the day... No, it was like something... No, it was the day before that. Oh, well, my point is, anyway, it was probably from the weekend, most likely. So I like to have a... I have had... Well, not this weekend. I'm sort of taking a break this weekend. But on weekends, I have had a tendency to have a couple of drinks and just relax and chill, so... Alright, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. I hope you enjoy my videos as per usual. Like, favourite, and subscribe to me on Twitter. So we've got Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Twitch TV, which I haven't got right up here right now, but yeah, pretty much all those lovely services. You can subscribe to me on those. And you can say hello to me on Twitter or otherwise. I also have a... What do I have? I have a PayPal donation button. I have my Twitch. I have my Instagram, which my Instagram's sort of set up at the moment, but I think... Son of a bitch, should I put it in? I had a Patreon link, but I don't know where the hell... Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay, I've actually got to just... I can't put any more on that. Damn your eyes. So there's a Patreon link there. If you click into the page itself... Yeah, there's a Patreon link there. Overlay first, custom links on channel art. Yeah, that is frustrating. Well, anyway, there's a Patreon link in there. So if you pretty much click into my links, it's got Twitter, Twitch TV, PayPal, Google+, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, which I've just got an account over there a little while ago, which is not working out too bad. I don't know. We'll see if anybody is interested in contributing to my tech habits, or even to my channel to go through some of the stuff I want to go through. Yeah, so I've always got something interesting happening, but at this point I'm sort of just blah. I want to do some things, I don't want to do some things. I'm like, I feel good, but I don't feel good. So I don't know, it's just the last couple of days, I guess, have just been a little bit out of energy, and then sometimes having heaps of energy, and I guess from time to time you do lose energy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, and I have to sort of add to the end of this recording of this video. That's hilarious. But yeah, no, pretty much just like, okay, what time is it? Like 3:25 AM. I'm like, yeah, sort of bored, but bored and just felt like just talking for a bit and catching up with people. Alright, anyway, thank you. Stay tuned as per usual, YouTube. Hope you enjoy my videos. Yeah, so you know what to do. Alright, bye.